Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron Nicoletti along with Samantha Perry. Of course, Brian will be joining us a little later on in the day, and everything good here. And you can see a beautiful shot here of all the three courses we have here. And the turf course has just been looking and running on it spectacular. So we got the early pick 5 today. We got so many different things going on. So there you see it. And Samantha, I hear 175,000 is the guesstimate in today's Rainbow Six, which kicks off in race number 6 with an 11-race card. They sent it in yesterday.
Oh, yeah, they did.
We went over 150 yesterday.
We did, yep. It was great. A couple, or at least one that I saw, $1 million handle race. It was a great day. Beautiful. A lot of people out. They just lit up the Christmas tree out here. It's just such a fun time in South Florida. And, oh, my gosh, the weather. Woo.
Yeah, so great. You make a great point. Come out and visit us because they light the Christmas tree on the weekends. And they play music. It's a lot of fun. And Samantha, I know she's been looking for my special Christmas present the last couple of weeks. She's been
I have been, yeah. If you give me a winner, I'll get you something. But
fast and firm, too. So the first race is going to be a mile into 16 on the firm turf course. These are maiden claiming 2-year-olds. We do have some scratches and a jockey change. The 9, 10, 11, and 14. Please note, the 13 and the 15 will get in and run today. And that jockey change comes on the number 2, Science Rockets. Will be Jonathan Ocasio. Alvin Mendes gets named and never, ever rides here. I don't know what that's about, but every time I scratch his name all the time. And
that is true, yeah.
And Brian has an early pick 5 ticket. What a great way to start it with this full field on the turf. And we'll talk about this race in a moment. He's got Holding the Line. That one ridden by Edgar Zayas in race number 2. That's the 3. Race number 3, he's got a couple in there. I think the 4 and the 5 are the way to go now with that scratch in the 7. And race number 4, 3 deep for him. I know he's got LeCyber on his ticket. That's the morning line favorite. And in the 5th race, it is wide open, and he's got 5 in there, so $45, and that's one of those fantastic wide open turf races. We'll show you a bunch of videos in that race to try and help you out with your handicapping in race number 5. But the first puzzle is race number 1. Samantha, I'm interested to see where you started it.
I started with the 8. You've got a little lower down, Laser, who I thought the 5 furlong race was not a bad one, Ron, for the $35,000 level on the grass. He handled the turf fine. Brethrens are not like overly fantastic on the grass by any means, but against a field like this is Arundel, Sammy Camacho. There are some things to like.
Yeah, definitely. And I went with the number 4 horse in that last page who drops. He stretches out today around 2 turns. Got some needed experience. I'm going to chalk it off as needed experience when finishing 6th in its $75,000 debut, going 6 furlongs. That's up at Aqueduct. Love the work that George Weaver does. He's 18% with the stretch out. He's got to show me more. He's even money right now, and that was sort of a guesstimate on my part. And the 8 for sure, and then you got the horse like, did you use Science? Yeah, you did. Science Rockets, who's dropping a level, finished that wide 4th last time out.
Oh, my gosh, so wide, and just was very slow to break. So if we can get a sharp break this time, and I like what Patrick Biancone did the last 2 breezes. They've just been sharp gate work, so just keep that fresh in his mind here.
Boy, is Patrick been going good.
Yeah, really good.
His
Great
horses
to see.
have been running really well. So great race, first race, to start the day. Second race is going to be 5 furlong Tapeta Sprint. These are claimers, and they are 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. Scratch the 4, O'Connie Life, and the number 3 will be ridden by Edgar Zayas, and that's Brian Single. I picked it. Samantha picked it. So the best thing we can do is look at the race.
Yeah, we can. And what do you like to call this? Window dressing?
Yes.
This was the race off of a little bit of a layoff. The first time here at Gulfstream Park, but had been on the Tapeta, at least on the Tapeta here, I should say. Right. This horse was back in 2023 in the Royal Palm Juvenile. So he's been around. Edgar Zayas, like you said, gets aboard here today. That's great. He went over to Tampa yesterday. This horse here, if he just can halfway repeat this run, how are they going to beat him?
What I liked about this is first time ever on this surface.
Yes.
No, he was all around. Not saying
Exactly.
he wasn't on Topita.
Right.
I'm talking at Gulfstream Park,
Yep.
and he said, "Boy, I like this place."
Yeah, he did.
And that day he was ridden by Edgard, and Edgard coming back once again certainly looks like the one to beat in that particular spot. Everybody knows. What about the number 6 horse in here, Wild West Justice?
Well, he comes out of the Hollywood Mayhem race, which was just open $8,000 claimers, and Hollywood Mayhem came back to win again. I didn't think it was the greatest race. I thought that it was just kind of like they just ran around in a merry-go-round type of action. He made up a little bit of ground late, so maybe he just one you put in. At least he's already been against open $8,000 company.
Yeah, and that's sort of why I used the 9, Mighty Murphy, for a similar thing, hoping to save more for the stretch drive. He was least up on the lead, and he finished on the aforementioned Hollywood Mayhem, who came back to win. That was my thought. But, boy, they're going to have their running shoes on to beat the number 3, Hold the Line, that Irish bred from Wesley Ward. Race number 3 this afternoon is 5.5 furlongs on the Topita, and it's maiden claimer for 3-year-olds and upwards. Scratch the 1, Jaker. Also scratched the number 7, Time for Restraint, who was a major player in there for Kelsey Danner. So you went with the 4, I went with the 5. Let's hear about the 4 first.
Yeah, Lodato. So this is my best bet today.
Oh, cool.
And it's low-hanging fruit, now, especially now with the scratches.
Right.
This horse, Ron, has been in my stable mail for months because earlier in the year, I was watching a breeze, and whenever their horses are working in company, I was watching a breeze of another Jose D'Angelo horse, and this horse on the Topita here was breezing with the other horses I was trying to pay attention to, and I go, wow, Lodato was training really good on the Topita, but he's been everywhere but here. He's been at Tampa and then in New York, so now we finally get to see him boom on the Topita, and that was the note that I put in him. When he gets on the Topita, bet him.
And 12.5.
Yes,
with the drop.
that's
so
huge,
I just went with Valiant Winter because of the experience with Joe Orsino. I liked the second off the bench. He ran well. He was the favorite, so he's been the beaten favorite in 1, 2, 3 of the last 4 or something like that. So, you get what you get there. Samantha, the 4 horse, she had it marked down. Katie Davis in the saddle today. So, a logical way to go there. You could see it 4, 5, 6, 5 horse field. So, race number 4. We're going to stretch out to 1 mile and 70 yards on the all-weather Topita. They are maiden claimers, and they are fillies and mares 3-year-olds and up. And we have a scratch of the 7 Muscle Maiden. And on the number 3 horse, make that rider Carlos Martinez. Have you spoken to Mia?
No, but I heard from Kenny, our track maintenance guy, and she's doing good. She's out of the hospital. She's in good spirits. Yep, so that's good.
She'll be back soon.
Yeah, maybe 3-4 weeks. So she's eager, I think, already to get back, but good that it wasn't anything worse.
Yeah, and she was moving right along. She was getting some mounts of shame. But she'll bounce back. You went with the number 8 horse in here, Little Big Money, who's stretching out to the mile 70 today.
Yeah, good to see the Clement barn. Miguel Clement get a win yesterday in our H.A. Allen Jerkins 2-mile race. This horse, she was so wide. You don't see this often. She was 6 wide around the far turn, so a lot of ground loss. Now you have a Misael Jaramillo named aboard. There's going to be some intent to go. We'll cut back a little bit in distance. I mean, not cut back, stretch out in distance here, which I think will be good because she got caught very wide, but she wasn't really in the race until the end anyway. So I think we'll get at least a ground-saving ride, and 2, if she's got any speed, we'll see it with Jaramillo.
If you want to play devil's advocate, that was for $7,500.
Very fair. At Presque Isle,
Presque Isle, I don't know what that means here. So I went with La Ceiba, who moves to the Jose Castro barn after the claim, makes her first start since finishing second at this level in distance. Javier Castellano going to jump aboard, but he had that nice win in Jamaica yesterday, sneaking up on the inside.
That was great. I saw the stretch run, and that was really awesome.
No, dude, MSCL was on the lead, and you go, MSCL on the lead, can't leave, can't lose, and whoop, right. It's 5-2, I think it was.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Boy, they have a lot of fun in Jamaica.
They do.
They were yelling and cheering.
Yeah.
What else? Anything else in this race that you want to chat about?
Well, I think outside of those 2, it was really hard to Giddy Up Baby, maybe, but 0 for 7 at this distance. This horse does not want to win. But hey, I say this all the time. You look at a horse like this and you're like, ugh, but she pays for herself. Yeah. every single race. She's picking up a check, and when you've owned racehorses before,
Right.
those bills add up. So if you have a horse
Very
that's paying
fast.
for herself, yeah, and she stays sound, so that's great.
You know, Starlight Luna, I'm just going to throw this out to 10 to 1. And as I always say, we got tries, we got
Yep.
supers. This horse, like the horse you were just talking about, always clunks up at a price. Well, last 3 or 4 races, he hasn't been that much.
Right.
She hasn't been that much of a price. Just something maybe you want to think about
Yeah.
for the trifecta. Race number 5 is 1 mile on the turf. It's an allowance optional claimer, and these are 2-year-olds. We're going to scratch number 1, I'm Tough Enough, and Samantha's Tropical Turf, pick 3. Starts here, right?
It does, yes. So we'll take a look at it here. I have 2 singles, Ron. So I'm going to play this a couple of times. This is a $3 minimum bet. I'm singling Naughty Nix, and I'm singling the Brendan Walsh filly in the last race, number 9. I do have Tut's Revenge on top. So $3 minimum. It is a low 15% takeout. It was very formful yesterday, and it still paid quite all right.
Yeah, it always does.
It always does.
$3 wager in there, and that's a great way to do it. If you got 2 singles, even if you want to step it up and you're not sure in race number 9, you can add another horse.
That's fair.
like,
Yeah,
you know,
I almost did, but I just think these are the main ones.
Yeah, $12,
Yeah.
very affordable. I will be playing that too because I can afford $12. I think maybe.
Yeah.
So, so much going on in this race
Yes.
here. So, what did you start it with?
Well, this is my long shot, but this horse he plays like a best bet to me
Right.
here because Jeff Engler, he put this horse on the Tapeta 2 turns, 2 starts back, and he was really impressive just the way he extended down the lane, and it was a really nice win. And it's funny because yesterday he got a win with Bert's Naughty Girl, and those 2 horses he had run on the same weekend when they won last time. So it's just funny. It's kind of just like deja vu here. We'll show a stat with Nix Go because Nix Go is off to a fantastic start long on the grass. Look at that, 6 for 26. I know it's not a big sample, but this is really good. So Jeff Engler took Naughty Nix and Bert's Naughty Girl to Keeneland to face winners on their turf course. Well, Naughty Nix ran a sneaky good race. He was on the rail. He came up to finish 5th. It was a tough race, I thought, and now we're back on home turf, literally.
Yeah, I went with the horse you have in second on top, Appyland, who's stepping up to face winners and stretching out to the mile. Let's go back and show you this horse's performance at Keeneland from Mark Cassie. MSCL Jaramillo would be in the saddle. I love the way these jockeys, they're in one country one day, next day they're riding
it's
here
amazing.
again. Let's see it.
Yeah, so this is Albion drew into this race here. So Florent Giroux was aboard. This was a very tough post position, a bit wide traveling around the turn, but to be able to work out a trip from a post like this, 12 runners and you 13 posts, it's not good. Now he is in the left lead here, and he doesn't switch until right about the wire, but he's just one I think you really just kind of have to coax him along a little bit here. He's still just kind of green, trying to figure things out. He's just taking a little bit, so then he switches into his right lead. Now we'll get the 2-turn test, and if he can handle it, which I think he can. Vacoma's 17% with turf routes.
Yeah, no, they should be good
Yeah.
in there. We're not done in this race because it's so good. We're going to show you a replay of both Skipping Stars and Teleport together in their last performance.
Yep, and this was in stakes companies. Okay. So this is not an easy task here. Armed Forces, the Armed Forces stakes, I thought this day was a decent race. Teleport ran well. It was just the rails were at 66 feet. I think you're kind of supposed to see this through, but Behold the King was just very good. And Skipping Stars, Skipping Stars is one way to go, and that's to the front. He hasn't shown he can pass horses. I think that Teleport maybe has a little bit more upside to be able to sit a bit.
I think I picked Skipping Stars that day.
Yeah, well, that was a tough beat there.
Yeah, it was a tough beat, yeah. So a good performance. So I hope you're all taking notes because we're going to show you one more replay with Hard Storm. And Hard Storm, its last race on October 19th, drew off rather impressively to win that race.
Yeah, this was a big effort here, and the word had been out on this horse in his first 2. I mean, it is only 2 starts here. but he got nagged along by Urgency quite a bit. Now, outside of these two, I'm not telling you that the field is that great by any means here, but Urgency a Hard Storm just took every kind of beating from Urgency and just kept on going, which that's not an easy thing to do. Javier Castellano gets aboard today. Again, he's got some speed too. We don't know if he can pass horses, but he should be pretty good. He's a half-to-horse named Spirited Boss who Jose D'Angelo trained and was a 3-year-old stakes turf router. So
yeah, won the Sanibel Island.
yes, that was a nice performance there. Can he do it again? We'll see. That was against state breds too.
So that lot going on, as I said.
It's a fun race.
It's a fun race, really a fun race. So we'll take a short break. We'll come back with my Rainbow Six ticket and a couple more videos for sure.
And they're off. World Cup. It's all about Nick's go. City of Light keeps going. Arrogate. What a horse! They ran him off their feet in the Pegasus.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Samantha. It is a beautiful day here in South Florida, and we'll get 6 races where the rainbow is going to start. We're going to be sprinting on the main track, at fast main track, I should say. These are 3-year-olds and up, but we did have a scratch in here of the number 2 horse, To The Max. And got to talk to Ronnie Spatz a little bit about Noble Sky and Noble J.
Yeah, that was an interesting story. Yeah.
So we'll show you my Rainbow Six ticket. We'll start with that, and it's 48.60. We'll talk about the 6th race, which is interesting. I like the one in race number 7, Turkish Pistachio. Not only do I like the name, I think he can run good. Race number 8, 3 deep me. My top pick is Blue Slide Park. Here's my single today, Bay of Bengal, in that turf race this afternoon. 6-1 on the morning line, so I'm taking a little bit of a shot. Couple of scratches in there. I don't know what I'll get. Race number 10, I got the 4, Skellig Michael. We'll show you a replay of that horse running impressively.
Yeah.
And in the last race, I got my long shot in there, and that's a Spicy Princess, who is 8-1 on the morning line for Patrick Biancone, who's going great guns, but I'm certainly using your 9, Love and Grace.
Yeah. All dirt and turf pick 6 and late pick 5.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
So very fun.
She notices that stuff.
Yeah. It's a good sequence today. It really is, which is not good for me, Ron, because whenever I have like some strong opinions and I really love something, I like get destroyed. So it's
hey,
all right.
she does great. Don't let her kid you. So getting back, how did you start this race? Did you go with the Noble Bird horses or?
No, I went with Kraken. Kraken.
Gelding today. Listed as
Gelding today. Yep, and he'll get Lasix for the first time today. On debut, that was a sneaky good race. He broke very slow. Joe Orsino, they took this horse to Kentucky to debut last year, and I think that's always a good sign. They thought enough of him to bring him there to debut. He flew down the stretch. Then right after that race, he still just kind of hesitated a bit. They did some work on him. He's good. He's back in action here today. I think he's going to want a little bit longer than 6 furlongs, but for today, I think I'm excited to see him.
Edgar Zayas in the saddle. I did go with Lomax, who's a half-brother to $2.1 million earner, Catholic boy.
Yep.
Listed as a gelding, gets a complete makeover today. Try 6 furlongs on the dirt.
Yeah.
Todd Fletcher, 23% with the layup. You know, well, so you got a stat I think you want to show.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to like this here. Well, it's not horrible.
Yeah.
It's not something that happens
A lot.
It's interesting, though. You're a half to Catholic boy, and you debut here at Gulfstream, going long on the Tapeta. I don't know.
Y-
He's gelded too. That's good.
Yeah. It looks like
Maybe
sort
that'll
of.
help.
It looks like sort of. Let's get this horse going again.
Yeah.
Type race.
Yeah.
You
That's
know?
yep. You get him fit on the
I mean,
dirt,
I'm
much
using more
easier.
horses,
Yes.
so it's just not like a single. Then, as I'm going to mention, the number 7 horse in here, Noble Skies, cuts back to 6 furlongs. Set the pace that they finished second going a mile last time out. Ronnie said the horse basically needed the race.
Yeah, well, we'll watch the replay
Yeah.
here because that was his second start after almost a year layoff. And you look at him here just really trying to be just geared down on the front end. He was just moving right along. He's a beast, ends up winning this race from out the back. But this was Noble Sky's first time at the mile distance. Now today we'll cut back to the 6. I kind of prefer him a little bit more, maybe going short, maybe going longer than shorter.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard sometimes when you cut a horse back like this because the 6 furlong speed plays a bit different than the mile speed.
Right, yeah, definitely.
But this was he
Pretty good performance.
Yeah, he tried hard. I mean, that other horse that when he passed him, he didn't throw the towel. I mean, he picked back up again and dug his ears back and was going.
Well, here's what Ronnie was telling us about. He used to train Noble J,
Yes.
the 6 horse in here, who goes to the David Fawkes barn and gets laced first on. He finished a promising third way back in July 2024. The barn, you know how good they are with
Yeah.
first time in that barn, almost 25%. Gelded son of Noble Bird. We got 2 Noble Birds. And he's got a little bit of the revenge factor here.
Yeah.
With a smile on his face.
Yeah,
Completely.
then it's funny they're right next to each other
Yeah.
too. But Noble J, there was one breeze. I think it was October 11th that I had watched. So an earlier breeze when they were bringing him, just getting him back going, and it was a pretty good breeze. And if that was back in October, I think this will be a cool horse to watch. But he can't come from out of it like that last time. Yeah, that was too far back.
Well, that was a long time ago.
It was a
It's
very
3
long
rows,
time
so
ago, yeah.
Lots going on. So race number 7 this afternoon is going to be 6 furlongs, and it's a maiden claimer for Phillies 2-year-olds, and Samantha's got a late pick 5 ticket. We'll look at that before we move forward.
Yeah, we'll check it out. A $48 play. I also like Turkish
Yeah.
Pistachio here.
See that? People like.
Yeah, race number 8. I have the 7 Blue Slide Park on top as well, Ronnie. Race 9. This is the second leg in the Tropical Turf Pick 3. I have the 9 on top. I'm using your Bay of Bengal. This will be a really good race. I'm
Yeah.
excited to watch this one. That's Tut's Revenge for Flying P and Mike Maker. Race 10. This is a puzzle of a race. I have the 4 on top, Skellig Michael, and we'll show that race.
Yeah.
That was wildly, just a very impressive race. And then in the finale, I'm going to single Love and Grace. I know this family very, very well. The Damsafell used to get honor for Brendan Walsh, multiple graded stakes placed filly. Nice horse. Nice mare.
Well, you know what it's all about if you actually get on the mare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Very good. So the 7th race, Turkish Pistachio. This one, it drops to the 35 level, which is nice. Turns back to 3/4 of a mile. Set the pace, finished 3rd, going 7. Carlos David, Sammy
Yep.
Camacho. Got to like that one, I think.
Absolutely, especially whenever you're cutting back like this. This was a good effort here. The first time getting to the main track here at Gulfstream Park, and the drop in class is huge.
Well, you know, the connections of number 6 are Tunhu is the daughter of Tunwu, debuting for, but they're win early connections. Harville likes to win early. Safi Joseph Jr., you know the work he does. I think he got a workout you want to show?
Yes. So this is this is probably the 28th breeze here. Now she's on the outside.
Right.
Oh, this was the 14th. Okay,
Right.
so this was just from the pole, and okay, here's my thing with her. In her last 2 works from the gate, she was braking very slow. Very slow. So that's why Safi worked her back to back. And if you also note, she's breezing in front wraps here. Safi does not typically breeze horses in front wraps. So read into that what you will. It's just something that I know when I watch all these works, and I just know what the barn does. But you watch the 28th work, and that's how I started was November 28th, and I said, ooh, that was a really slow to break, but she got up in the work and finished well. But when you're going 6 furlongs, you don't like that. And then when she did it the time before that, it's just like she hasn't gotten out of that habit.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Number 3, Better with Vino, is dropping and cutting back to 6 furlongs. Had some traffic in that race, finished 4th. But look who's back. Anthony Marconet's got Junior Alvarado in the saddle.
Yeah.
Great to see him back. He does a fantastic job here at Gulfstream Park.
Yeah, it is. It's just like it's seeing old friends again. It's fun, and you're the oldest friend.
No, I was waiting. Oh, made it all the way to the 7th race here. Let's go to race number 8 before I fall asleep, according to Samantha. That's what old guys do.
They do, but that's me, actually. So
Race number 8, 1 mile fast main track. Claimers, they are 3-year-olds and upward. No scratches, jockey changes. We both had some interest in Blue Slide Park, who's going to depart from the outside today.
Yep.
I don't know what happened with Post 2 last time out. I like the fact that he moved out before.
Yep, I think so too. And this is a horse that he's always kind of came from off of it. But you have a Misael aboard here when it's Victor Barboza. These two at the strike at like almost 24% and change or something together. So I think that's a good sign here. There's seemingly enough speed to the inside to keep this horse on his pace to close into.
Yeah, Mr. Scatter goes to the Bo Chapman barn.
Yep.
After the claim closed, finished second as the favorite. He's good, just
Yeah.
very limited sample. He's 27%. I think he's got 3 wins off claims, which is very good. He's just starting out. So Mr. Scatter may be a horse you use somewhere on the ticket. Let's go to race number 9 this afternoon. As we mentioned, what a great race this is. A mile on the turf. It's an allowance optional claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. We're going to scratch the 2 Kueme Pass. That was my best bet last time.
Yeah.
I'm going to scratch the 4 Sam Stormy in here. And I want to hear all about your number 9, Tut's Revenge, in here.
Tut's Revenge. So Ballooney took an interesting trip yesterday in the States here. Yeah, hard to get a good line out of that race, but he set the pace and then just faded. And it was a race where, if you look back at the horses in that race, 2 of them came back to win again. So that's a good sign. It was a sneaky good race, at least just on the front end. And now Nick Juarez, he's back here. He's riding well. A couple of wins, and the Flying P Connections and Mike Maker, this is their game. You claim a horse, and I mean you get a horse, and you can just drop them in for 25. I felt like the races at Saratoga and at least the Belmont and Aqueduct race was a lot tougher than this.
Well, as you saw, my single in the Rainbow Six is the 3 Bay of Bengal, who's making his local return for Grand Motion. I think on a really high note. The gelding has used his speed to post consecutive races, wins, including that 50,000 starter optional claimer going a mile up at Aqueduct. I thought that on the Aqueduct turf, I just love the work that Grand Motion does. You got Jorge Ruiz in the saddle. So that was my single in there. Samantha has a little further down. Now, Lachaise, I think it is. We got a video of this horse at Aqueduct.
Yes, this was a big win, too, here. I believe that's the race. This was October 10th.
Yeah, far turn to the white.
Yes, and wow. So yesterday there was a winner, Safi Tyler, on the grass, Wally World, and just was an easy winner. And this horse here jumped up in class and did it pretty comfortably. This is a race that it was a mile and an eighth, so we're going to cut back an eighth of a mile today. And you see here, he's in his left lead, and then he switches to the right, and then once he gets switched to his right, he kicks on clear. I think that this is a horse that's going to run a big race today. You got to use on.
You got to use him. I mean, I'm singling out, but when I bet my Trizent Super up, you can see I have this horse in second. Now, Iron Size, we've got a video of this horse that we both have in third, and this one is also, I think, from the far turn to the wire for Fausto Gutierrez, Joe Bravo riding today.
This was a pretty good race here for the $35,000 level. Now, that being said, I don't think General Ledger is really in it to win it anymore. Merlin, he's on his way to retirement, I think, pretty soon. But how did Ironsides win this? This was crazy closing like this. The rails were at 45 feet here, but this was a very speed favoring turf course, and he just he one gear down like this. That was a huge effort. Can he come back and do it?
17-1, I think.
Crazy good. Yep.
We'll see what happens. Fausto Gutierrez does a good job
Yeah.
in there. So, we'll see. Is it my 3? Is it Samantha's 9 in that race? Race number 10, 7 furlong sprint and allowance optional claimer. And these are state-bred 3-year-olds and upward. And we have no scratches, jockey changes in here. But we do have Skellin. We both picked Skellin Michael. We got a replay we're going to show for Skellin Michael.
This was a big win here. He finally put it all together. He'd been knocking at the door, and finally he put it together, and they didn't give it to him easy by any means, Ron, here. But this was a breakout performance. You could just see how much he jumped in numbers as well. So He's a Beast looked like he was just going to roll right on by, which He's a Beast is in this race here today. Past him, I mean, would you get your head in front like that? That's not easy to come back and win. So He's a Beast did come back and win his next race, but the way Skellig Michael just kicked back on again, if they're down the lane, you want the horse with heart, and that's Skellig Michael.
Yeah, let's show that He's a Beast real quickly. Raced when he came back after the second one. We'll pick this one up and show you how he ran really well. So it sort of really flatters Skellig Michael. So if you can pop that up, we'll show that race. And then, I just think these are the logical ones in there. Use the 4, maybe the 7 Adios Now. So we'll see if they got that video. I don't know if they have that one.
No, maybe. Yes, no, maybe. He's a Beast.
Upstairs? Yeah.
There we go. All right. This horse, I just wonder. There was a lot of steam on him earlier in the year, and he was a bit of a disappointment. Then he came back, and I think people, at least I was a bit trepidatious to bet him back. And we watched this race a little bit ago because Noble Sky, we'll see. Maybe take note of how Noble Sky runs. It might flatter him a little bit, but he squeaks out the win, and it was not bad. Can he do it again here is the big question, Ron.
Yeah, if you went back a little further, like 7/16 pole, he had some trouble in that race. And that's why he came up. And he's breaking from the rail again, but they were smart enough to get this horse out to the center of the track and run well in there. So, I wouldn't have put too much stock in the inside post. He's able to do it. And it makes Skellig Michael look so good.
Yeah.
Last race on the card today, 1 mile on the turf. These are maiden filly 2-year-olds. Scratch the 10, 11, and the number 13 in this race. And you have the number 9. You have this one single. So let's start with that, and then we'll show a couple of videos and jump to the lightning round.
Well, this is a filly that she's out of a dam named Zafel, who was a really nice turf router for Brendan Walsh. When I was working for him, I got on her a few times. Roger Horgan, who's one of his main gallop guys, that was kind of his queen. She's such a classy mare. She was her last race in a Grade 1. She was defeated by Regal Glory for Chad Brown, who is a phenomenal grass runner. But she gets her second start now. She's been breezing well since coming back. Brendan Walsh, he's been winning left, right, and center. This is, I think, his best year earnings and win-wise here this year. But first time out, a lot of times he doesn't typically win.
Right.
Now, that kind of blew statistics out of the water because in Kentucky this year, he really just smashed the competition first time out. But she'll get another start under her belt here today. And although the post position is not ideal, I think she's got a lot of class.
Yeah, in Patrick B. and Cone, I trust. This horse just got beat in neck. They put this horse in the stake, the Ardere Peggy. Coming back, looking for a little bit of a price there. Want to just show you the morning long favorites. Last race up at Keeneland. I think we also have a stat on this horse, Empress New Groove.
This was with the Adam Rice barn here. An interesting race at Keeneland because the winner was a Brendan Walsh first-time starter at 13-1. So it's not just me saying this, that the barn doesn't typically win first time out. So I wonder how, because they didn't bet Brendan's horse. That's my point. But she's the 2 here. She's a gutsy thing. I mean, look at her. She goes to the inside. This was a first-time starter. That takes a lot of grit here. She galloped out really nicely. She finished with authority. She passed horses, everything you want to see. But look at this. The sire has not produced a turf route winner.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
See? So 2 different ways. We'll see how it goes there.
Yeah.
One more video I promised in the lightning round, and that's Tamade. This one from Miley Rotten. This also coming from Keeneland, where this one came from the parking lot, it looked like last
Yep,
time.
and to be honest, the Keeneland grass course, it was like this last year, and I feel like it was like this year. It was hard to make up a lot of ground. It was pretty... just all things considered here. This was going 1 mile and an eighth. Now, the race produced 2 next out winners. Kentucky Belle at Churchill was a horse for Brad Cox. And then there you see her here, and she's just trying to roll along. But she just has such a big, clunky stride. You just see her boom, 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 boom. She's like way bigger than that horse here. She needed every single bit of this. Junior Alvarado's going to have to work for it with her today, because she's one, when you're going 1 mile, you can't run like that.
I like the sound effects go. Whoop, whoop,
Yeah,
whoop.
that's
I
what
like
it looked like. Yeah, that's in my head. That's what plays.
Yeah. Well, there's not much in there. So let's go and see.
That's you.
Let's get the lightning round going here. So before we can turn it over to Pete, what a race yesterday! 2 miles in the H. Allen Jerkins.
Yeah, it was. I was thinking, who do you think would win in a race between you, me, and Brian? 2 miles.
Racing?
Yeah.
I would have to take. You.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
Brian,
I think it would be Brian. Yeah, I
Not
can't
me
run
at
2
all.
miles.
Not me
Yeah.
at all.
Anyway, for horse racing, Summer Cause was very game
You
here.
made such a great. Well, Shona, you made such a great point yesterday. That race at Fair Hills, this horse, he carried 144 pounds.
Isn't that
this
crazy?
was like a jiggy jog in the park.
It was, yeah.
I said there's nothing on my back.
It's like it's 2 Tylers. That's what I had said. That's so funny, and that got him fit. And watch out for the 5 coiled, because that's a nice horse. And you look at it. I know you say, "Oh, that's not big layoff," but a couple months and then you're off. You're on the bench, and then you run 2 miles. That's tough.
Yeah, and he ran well. And he ran well in 1.5 miles. He actually won in 1.5 miles, so mark him down. Tropical Turf pick 3 for you today. Starts in race 5, I believe.
Yeah, 5, 9, 11. Oh, it's a good sequence. I'm excited for this sequence today. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm not, oh well. Borrow money from you.
That's it. Tickets, of course, on sale right now. You got to get them.
Yes.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's shaping up. Remember, the Pegasus World Cup is now win and you're in.
To the Breeders' Cup World Championship Classic. Very, very fun. Very fun race. It'll be here before you know it.
Your best bet today.
It is Lodado, which will be a crazy short price now with the short
scratch,
field. Yeah.
Mine is in a race, taking a little bit of a shot in here in race number 9 with the 3 Bay of Bengal 6-1 on the morning line. And your long shot today?
It is Naughty Nicks.
Naughty Nicks 10-1. Nicks Go is the sire, and my long shot is in the last Spicy Princess for Petra Biancone. We got it done. We gave you lots of good stuff to think about. I hope you'd enjoyed it, and we're going to send it up to Pete Aiello. I know you're going to enjoy him, so good luck, everybody.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second